So, welcome everyone to another edition of ChatSME, where we interview our own local SMEs on their perspectives on business and AI. So, my name is Leonard. I'm the co-founder of Voltade. We customize AI assistants for Singapore SMEs. And today I have a really special guest. Her name is Mei from Bob the Baker Boy. Mei, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, hi Leonard. Thanks for having me. So, yeah, really very grateful to have met you, right? So what do? We do premium customized celebration cakes.
Mm.
From your everyday chocolate cake, all the way to money pulling longevity cakes, or like Leonard, do you have a kid?
Not yet. Yeah.
Soon. Okay, so when you do, it's like customized princess cake for your little one, something like that. So we do primarily customized cakes and everyday cakes.
Okay, so it's just been Chinese New Year, right? So, how does the money pooling mechanism work?
Oh, okay. But actually, the interesting thing is money pooling, right? People don't celebrate for Chinese New Year. They do it a lot
Huh?
for birthdays. So instead of in the Chinese culture, we give ang paos to like the elderly, right? They don't give ang pao. They put inside the cake and they let the elderly roll up. So it can be
Oh,
$888 all the way to $8,888. You know,
wow.
the greatest amount that we received, right, was like what 30 over thousand. But we told ourselves to not do that anymore, right? Because if not, wow, later the cake lost, right?
$30,000. That's, like bright price. How did you come up with the name of your company? Bob the
Mm,
Baker Boy.
that's the question that I get the most in my entire
Mm,
eight
mm,
years. So 5 years
yeah.
of brick and mortar and 3 years of home baking, right? So 8 years ago, I just came out from working in other bakeries because I knew, okay, so a little bit of background context, right? So I came from accounting background, so graduated. Then I didn't know what to do, but instead of like becoming an accountant, right, I decided to pursue my passion, which is always in cooking, bakery. But I didn't study cooking or bakery, lah, right? So then when I went on to work in another bakery, I realized that, hey, I'm not living life on my own terms. It's about today, what time I need to report work. So I think one thing that I realized in the journey was I really prioritized my own freedom. So I decided, okay, I'm
Mm,
just going to sell cakes from home. And I never
wow.
thought of, wow, I want to start a business or what. No, it's just about, okay, I want to survive. I want to earn some money. But at the same time, I want to do something that I
Yeah.
love. Yeah, so then I started, okay, I'm going to start a home bakery and I'm just going to sell cakes over Facebook. Last time really like
Oh,
there's a community over Facebook.
yeah.
You release something, people will watch and then people will contact you, right? That was how it worked, started 8 years ago. And at that time, I'm like, oh, okay, so I need to name my bakery, ma. So at that point in time, right, I was always watching this comedian. His name is called Bob. Yeah, and keep watching his videos and then laughing out very, very loud. No, my parents say, hey, you like this Bob guy so much, right? Why don't you just name your bakery Bob lah? Then I still remember I was in the car. So I said, hey, Bob the Baker, Bob the Baker. Hey, like rhymes, So I said, why not
Yeah.
just Bob the Baker lah, right? Okay, and then later I add on the word boy behind, which I kind of regret now because it's a bit too long. So
Oh,
okay lah, Bob the Baker boy. Then now whenever like people ask me, I realize that hey, Bob the Baker boy is actually like the perfect name that I can have for the company, the bakery, because
yeah.
it's really
Mm,
about how Bob made me happy. I want to pass on that happiness to other people through my cakes lah. Mm.
yeah. I recall this other tagline that you have, right? Was it baking people happy?
Yes, making people happy. So our
Right.
goal is
Uh,
in every email, every conversation we have with people is always about, hey, today we want to make you happy. Yeah, so it's kind of like a
yeah.
tagline, lah. And it's on all our boxes also, and on our like cute
Yeah.
van, delivery van. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was what really caught my attention. When I first saw the brand, like I saw that tagline, and I was like, "Whoa, this that's really cute."
Mm.
Okay, so you said you started like as a home baker first. So what does that first year look like?
Things on Facebook, selling things on
Yeah.
Instagram, carousel, really like building just a fresh profile.
Mm, mm,
Revising recipes, and because I'm a doer, right? Today I
mm.
sell you, so let's say today I sell you a chocolate cake, right?
Yeah.
In 5
Yeah.
months down now, because I did some R&D, the chocolate cake might taste a bit different. And another 3 months down,
Mm.
the chocolate might taste a bit different also. Because like I'm constantly iterating the recipe and selling at the same time. So
Yeah.
and everything was on paper. And I was the accountant, I was the baker, I was the decorator, I was the delivery person, I was everything lah. So that was how the first year looked like. And honestly, it was one of the toughest because I think it requires a lot of
Huh.
physical and mental resilience. And really like Bob the Baker Boy, it's really the baby, like working 16-hour days, but you still don't feel tired. You just feel that, oh, 是应该 you're supposed to do that. Yeah.
Wow. Was there a breakthrough moment for you?
Was there a breakthrough moment? So I always like to say, right, that like I think what made me grow from a home business to a brick and
Mm.
mortar store, that to me was one of the biggest step lah, right? Because after
Yeah.
from a 300 square feet, you go to a 500 square feet, 500 square feet, you go to a 1,500, and then later a central kitchen. To me, that one, they are all very gradual and progressive. But from home,
Okay.
zero overheads to some overheads, that to me is like a big, big step.
Wow.
So the change was doing marketing. Yeah, really taking time to
Okay.
understand and reach out to a bigger crowd rather than just our warm market, which is the on
Mm.
Instagram or Facebook, our friends tell their friends. Yeah.
Got it. So to manage that transition, did you were you still baking, or did you start to build a team as well?
So I think the scary thing for me then was not just paying rent, but also hiring my first few full timers lah.
Right. Right.
And then trying to understand how it feels like to actually manage like a team, whether small or big team,
Mm.
managing people, right? And
Mm.
yeah, so that to me was scary, but I adapted quickly, I think.
How did you like hire the right people?
Oh, that time I didn't know. That time got
Okay.
people want to work for me, I'm very happy already. All I was looking for is, do you have the skill set? Can we
Yeah.
communicate? It looks like we can.
Mm.
Okay, then let's you okay with the salary? Okay, then come on board.
Yeah.
After that, but I was
Right.
very lucky because my
Yeah.
first farmer is together with me until now. Yeah, so I feel like okay, I'm not a Christian. I don't belong to any religion also, but I really feel that like God does bless us in these ways, right? Where today you don't know what
Mm.
it means by right person, right seat, but just
Mm.
you just have an angel in your life that comes and tells you that kickstarts the entire thing together with you. And he
Yeah.
also he also was the one who referred me to the second full timer that I had. Still together with me until today also.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Oh God, no
Yeah.
what and right seat, right skill set don't have, you just do only.
Like, I guess people like to work with good bosses, right? So probably speaks for itself.
Work with a good
Yeah.
team. Good people like to work with
Good
each other.
good people. Exactly. Exactly. Correct. So your business is quite unique, right? You customize cakes. How do you scale that?
Yeah, so great question, right? How do I scale that? So I think is modularizing things that we can modularize. So for example, cake
Mm.
layers, we can modularize that, correct?
Got it.
And when it comes to a customization of cakes, we still have to stick to the concept of unitization, meaning like unitizing the level of difficulty. So instead of saying unitizing the design, so every design needs to be the same. We cannot have every design same, but we can make it like a step-by-step approach. So like for example, what size is this? Okay, so let's fix the size. Then next step, what
Mm.
color is this? Let's fix the colors. And yeah, of course, the colors is gonna come in Pantone colors, and they come in like 100 colors on the chart, right? Yeah, and then where are the colors going to be spilled upon? So then we decide, okay, is it gonna be marble? Is it gonna be like swirl? Is it gonna be ombre? So then we categorize it that way. So then after that later we split into, okay, then what toys are going to be on top, or what fondant items are
Mm.
going to be, what non-fondant items
Got
are going to be on top, what name, what number.
got
So we kind of like break it down into like the components, and we try to unitize it
Yeah.
based on like difficulty level lah. Then we realize actually the skill sets for all these things, they are similar.
Got it. Okay, I'm going to ask you a difficult question. What was your weirdest cake request?
Weirdest cake request. Okay, I think I've answered this before to a friend.
Okay.
And I think I received weirder requests, but because this was one of the first few weird requests, and I couldn't understand why the lady did it. I think it was her 21st birthday, and she wanted to
Okay.
print and do edible printing in our company. So this lady wanted to print her on every cupcake. It was her 21st birthday. Yeah, so then I'm like, who the hell did that, right? Because like then their guests will be eating.
Could you share another weird request? I mean, this first one seems really interesting. What was another one? I'm sure you received quite a lot, right?
Okay, I wouldn't say weird for this one, but very, very memorable. It is for the upper class. It is for the upper class. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a really huge cake. A cake that cannot fit into a lift. That we had to carry up 3 levels. And it required 8 macho men to deliver. Project price was a mid 5 figure. Yeah, and that was very memorable for me lah, because we had to work all the way until like 11 plus 12 a.m. And then after later the team come to you and tell you thank you for the experience. I think that was very, very memorable for me. Yeah, because like they never
Wow.
scold you, they never scold you for making them work all the way until 12 a.m. Of course, like their welfare was covered lah, right? But they
Yeah.
tell you, hey, thanks for giving me this experience of doing this cake. Yeah, to me, I felt that was very, very memorable.
Oh no, because you talked about like this big cake. Reminds me of this dragon yusheng. I recently, not sure if you've heard of
Yeah,
that. Someone was selling this. Was it a 1 kilometer yusheng?
yeah.
And I'm not sure if it was $1 million or some really big number. Yeah, for the
Mm,
crazy table. And I was wondering, do you think there's a market for big cakes?
there is. But I think with
Hmm.
crazy ideas like, for example, huge, enormous cakes, right? The market size will shrink accordingly, and the orders become more and more
Correct.
customized. So I think not that it cannot do, but
Yeah.
it's a choice. It's a choice of what vertical we
Mm.
want to go to.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Let's do a fun activity right now, right? I think everybody in the audience have probably tried like ChatGPT, right?
Mm,
So I'm going to share my screen, and we'll create a cake together on ChatGPT, right? And then I'll ask May's thoughts on how she could go about baking that cake, right? So
okay.
let's design a cake together first on ChatGPT. And they recently launched like their a bunch of new models in order to make this possible. So let's open ChatGPT. Okay, let's create a cake together. So I'll just type something like create a cake design for me. I would like the cake to look like an ATM. Okay, I think most people like ATMs. May, what do you think I should add to this?
ATM with cash spilling out of it. Let's see if we can do it, right?
With cash spilling out of it. So let's say it should look a bit like a toy. And let's say it's for a baby girl, right? So like a toddler, look like a toy and in pink color, something like that. All right, let's see what ChatGPT creates. Uh, okay, it's creating an image. I guess we get this. It actually looks really good. If a customer actually sent you this picture, what will you do?
We
Mm.
would tell them, honestly, 3D cakes are not our
Okay.
forte.
Mm.
Typically, 95% of our cakes, they are round based. So maybe we can have an ATM machine on top. Yes, we can do a lot of money, cash, gold.
Understanding customers really well, right? Is what really makes a business tick. So to segue into, I guess, AI, right? We just generated a cake with ChatGPT. How do you think your business could really leverage AI?
Like as an SME founder, we're very busy in a day-to-day life, so we might not really fully understand the power of AI. Where is it currently at now? What can it do? So we really depend a lot on people like Leonard, who is like subject matter expert, right, to tell us, hey, actually, what are the new stuff? What are businesses doing with AI now, right? But if you ask me about like currently, like also with the help of Leonard, right? Like, how are we using that to help to increase productivity? So I think in two ways. The first one is customer service, right? The second one is marketing. So for customer service, we do have a brand voice. We have a way on how we want our team to talk to customers, right? And as the company grows, ticket grows, how do you quickly onboard people, train them fast, and be able to have them speak in a tone where you want them to speak to the customers, correct? And ensure you don't give them wrong information, you know? And how, and if especially for seasonal, sometimes tickets really pile up, then how do you ensure that your team can handle the pressure of an increased workload, but at the same time you still want them to answer in the way you want your people to answer, in your company's voice, tone, values. So that one was very difficult for me. Like, that's the ideal. But then in the real world, wow, it'll be chaos already. Then sometimes people don't answer the way you want them to answer to. Customers get angry, right? So I feel like AI has helped us to streamline that part, and really increase productivity. We didn't remove anybody through application of AI, right? But I think we really improved the productivity, where even the team also love that one. Is like their new best friend now. Like, it helped them to like solve at least 50% of the tickets, and the remaining they just use their current way to do it. And how it's so smart lah. Really, I feel like AI is really very smart. It's very smart. In terms of marketing, right? One of my pain points is, how do you personalize messages at scale? Previously, what was available for us was like, email marketing, segmentize your customer, but it's still a very spray and pray approach. Oh, today you have Mother Day cake, you send to everyone in your database, right? But AI has allowed us to like crawl, which customer will actually be interested in Mother's Day cake. So you don't send Mother's Day cake to everybody, because everybody is receiving so much emails from so many different brands that interact with, So you're just another brand,
Yep.
that's the truth lah. You mean like, I mean like now when I open my mail, I don't even read all the messages. No matter how good the brand is, I'll just read all, right? But I don't actually read it. But then, the brands, they will look at their open rate and they say, oh my God, we have a fantastic open rate. Why? Because like now people put read all instead of delete. Yeah, so people really reading messages. But if today a brand tell me, hey, Miss May, like, recently, right, saw you purchase this serum from our shop. Did you like it or not? Like, let's say if you personalize that message, I'll be like, yeah, I did. I purchased a serum. How do you know? Like, so it feels like there's a real person that is looking at the database at what I bought and following up with me on my experience with it, and how they can help me further. So that is a lot more personalized, customized, and then it just improves the entire customer experience. And that's something that I believe AI can achieve together with our company, and then grow the company together.
That makes a lot of sense.
Depends on
Like
Leonard also.
yeah, yeah. I guess the disclaimer. Like May is actually one of our customers as well. So she's and we've been helping in some areas for marketing and customer service as well. Because AI, especially with ChatGPT related technologies, is really good at understanding human language, understanding the tone, that May was talking about, and think of it as really not placing the human here, right? Where we're really giving your team that superpower, right, to do more and really to listen and respond to your customers at scale, to give them that personalized experience that otherwise would have been impractical, right? I mean, from a business standpoint, when now it becomes possible, right, with AI. Yeah. So help me understand a bit as we go further, right, into I guess your sector, your industry of cakes. So,
Mm.
what do you think about an AI baker?
It depends on what that AI baker can do, lah, right? So I think
Hmm.
actually ultimately automating a particular process is
Okay.
about, first, the first step is not about whether we can hire an AI baker or not, but it's about whether we can systemize that function or not. Only
Hmm.
when we systemize that function, we can like really step by step to a T, as long as someone follows this exact process or step, they will be able to, then we can then remove the human out of the equation. Then then I feel like that's where AI can come in. But if not, if human touch is still needed, then it's difficult.
Okay, so maybe let's imagine 5 years later
Mm.
when AI becomes really accurate, really precise. You can even imagine robots in the kitchen with robotic fingers that can lift up eggs. How do you envision that?
Assuming my current team stays with me and then the company grows, right?
Yeah,
I believe my
yeah.
team now will be very happy working with robots than adding new people into
Mm,
the, because I think
correct.
the team, after leading, people within their sections in a year,
Mm,
or more, right? They have come to that maturity and understanding that, actually, right, it's not about having a big team to take care of. It's not about that
mm,
ego, but it's about how can we keep the team as lean as possible so that we don't handle so many people. We keep it with
mm,
now our team, that everybody understands each other. Let's keep it to that. And if we need to scale,
mm,
right, we still need help, we still need people, right? Then if robots can
mm.
do the work, they'll be very happy, I'm very sure.
Maybe in the future, we might not even need to lift our finger, that we will be more of designers, kind of telling the robot instructions, and maybe the robot will create like a first version, and the human can add that finishing touch.
If every like of my team member can be kind of
Yeah.
like a master to their pet, and each master has like a pet, and that pet will understand their language,
Yeah.
and like, hey, can you help me do
Yeah.
this? And then they'll do it, and then
Yeah.
okay, this is amazing. Okay, let me just do some final touch and let's go. That would be like the ideal situation lah. So yes, yeah, I don't want to underestimate how much AI can accomplish, but if it reaches there, then it'll be so nice. Yeah.
So I guess that's 5 years in the future. Let's, I guess, ground ourselves in today first. Today, by kind of using these AI products, like what are some of the challenges that you still see AI can't really do that well?
So like, what are some things that in terms of customer service the AI still cannot help? It's like reading an image and seeing whether the bakery can do or cannot do. And then if can do,
Mm,
how do you break down and code? Then
mm,
second thing is sketching out an image. Of course, like
mm.
now I think what is available is like today, make an ATM cake, got toy pink color, okay, then they can sketch out. But let's say if customers say, hey, I want this cake, but then add this thing on top, add this thing on top, then change the name, change the whatever. I feel like I might be wrong or I might not be as updated yet, but it has haven't reached that point.
So as a quick answer to that, I think AI in terms of its image models actually lagged behind the chat models by about 2 years. But things are improving, like just what we saw just now with ChatGPT being able to generate a cake like that. There are also other models that these days actually are slowly being able to take in an image and a text. So then you can actually use the text to modify the image. So that's slowly being made available. I think the exciting thing in this space is really when new technology becomes more commoditized, that the cost becomes more affordable.
Wait, question, Leonard. So
Mm.
where can we go and do such where provide such application?
Let me share my screen and go back to ChatGPT. Let's try to modify that cake that we generated earlier, right?
This is why I say
So
every SME owner need to have friends like Leonard to like us, so that we can always be in touch with whatever's happening lah. Because every day in the kitchen, no time to look at all this. But you are really the subject matter expert.
thank you, you're very kind. So earlier I think we were talking about round base, right? So let's see if ChatGPT is smart enough when I say make this cake a round base.
And then like you try asking them, add a name and number.
Mm.
Pamela 7. Yeah, something like
Oh, wow.
oh
It, oh,
God.
it became a round base. So you're saying add a name, add Pamela?
Add the name Pamela and 7.
I think it will struggle quite a bit with this because with specific like names and numbers, it tends to misalign them. Let's see. Yeah, while waiting for it to generate, right? The issue with generative images these days is it's very rough around the corners. So if you ask it to, let's say, generate a video of someone waving their hands will look like their bones are like broken.
Oh, okay. So let's say, right, if you say, okay, change the background to dark blue, midnight blue, what happens? The picture.
Table, wall,
Oh,
midnight blue, right? That's true.
mm.
Got it. It starts to mess up the ATM. It looks good from far, but it's actually far from good if you go close. Um,
Wow. Okay, okay, okay.
oh wow, okay. So that looks really good. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
But now the
Interesting.
question is, how do you, so like for example, let's say today, right? Okay, I'm just thinking about the application in my business. Instead of like creating the cake, taking picture, listing on website, is there a faster and more cost effective way to do it? So like for example, right? Like if we scroll up. So this image would be something that I would list on the website, for example, right?
Ah,
But I want to
okay.
change the background to navy blue.
My answer is it's possible. It's a mix of different technologies, right? So the first technology is the newer technology of generating images using text. But then the second technology you can use is just change the background, right? That's older technology.
Yeah.
We call that like we call it computer vision, like the act of imagine like tracing this cake, right? Kind of like imagine like pen and paper, right? You're like tracing the cake, and then you just keep what you want, and then for the rest you deduct the background or you change it to a different color. If you mix these two together, you get that result that you want.
Mm. Mm. But this is very
Yeah.
smart. This is very smart. Technology really helps to make things faster, lor, right? Make things
Correct.
faster, save money. Yeah. Oh my god, this is crazy, man.
It's crazy. Yeah, I guess the future that we're all going into will have like so many different applications.
Mm.
For AI for text, AI for voice. We haven't even gotten to voice yet. AI for images. And yeah, I think like any technological shift, right? Whether it's like the creation of the internet or even 50 years ago when we started having tractors on the farms, right? Humans always have to ask this question, right? Which um, is it going to replace us? And I feel that eventually we'll overcome that because humans will always come out of it with like new ideas, new ways of living, new ways of work. But it's this kind of 2 or 3 years where everyone's really just figuring out how we're going to work with AI, how we're going to work with robots. But once we overcome this together, it's going to be a really abundant and amazing world to live in.
And echo what you say. Like, because
Yeah.
to me, I feel like everybody's in charge of their own life. And if we bring the attitude of, um, uh, like, I will constantly go and improve, I'll constantly go and learn,
Mm,
then there's no way the AI can replace you because you're always growing faster than the AI can. And then you become the master of the AI, or do you want AI to be the master of you? You choose, right? Like I feel like everyone is in charge of their own future, lah, right? The positive way to think about it is about how we can, like, how AI can really actually really help us to improve productivity, like 100 folds.
mm.
Yeah, right? Mm.
Yeah, hundredfolds is certainly possible,
Mm.
and I think we'll really start to see that as AI gets more tools, and the underlying technology becomes a lot more accurate as well. Yeah,
Mm.
so
Yes.
I guess this is a great place to end this sharing. So thank you everyone for tuning in today, and look forward to seeing you again. Thank you, Mei.